That's so good. And we're gonna cut.
Welcome to episode 48 of Watch Cringe.
Oh.
I'm Brendan.
Still Jay. Where the fuck are we?
We are in Somerville, Texas. This is hundreds of miles away from any known civilization because we have a special treat for all of you at the end of this episode. But this episode is going to be about adventure watches. Is that right, Jay?
That's right. Because why?
We went on an adventure and almost died last night.
Not actually exaggerating.
We are in tents last night, and all of a sudden...
yeah, you could probably see it in the frame, right?
Yeah, there's some damage. There's a tree that fell over
We'll
yonder.
cut into a B-roll of it.
Yeah, and we basically were getting hailed on, and the tents were getting decompressed, and we're having to hold it up. I was buck naked just trying to...
Ass cheeks up.
Yeah.
Ass cheeks up. Just trying to hold down the walls. Yeah. So
Wait, is it butt naked or buck naked? Because I just said buck naked.
Whatever. I think that works. Yeah, because Brandon had his own tent by Marmot.
Yeah.
And I had a tent by Coleman, the people who make coolers. And me and my wife were in the tent. Started hailing. Like, first it was like just a thunderstorm. So we didn't think
We
much
thought it was
of it.
fun at first, right?
Yeah, honestly, it was
thunderstorm camping.
We were even playing games.
While this whole thing is unraveling, it's just getting worse and worse. Water's leaking into the tent. There's hail literally pelting us.
Yeah.
This dude's texting me, "It's your turn. It's your turn." I'm like, we're about to die, and you're looking at whose turn it is in the game.
The hailstorm was awful. We checked the RV of my kids' grandparents. Like, they like hole. Like, there was a hole in
There's
like
a
one
hole
of the glass
in the
things that they
RV?
had. Yeah.
We had to sleep in the cars last night.
It was
Sucked.
rough.
Anyways, let's do a wrist check and then get into the episode.
Let's start, man. You know what? Since we went a little bit adventurous today, camping, a little bit Starbucks action, bring some... Hey, Starbucks, but I only drink Folgers.
Whoa! That's how we can afford the Starbucks.
That's right.
And I also got a little roly-poly over here, too, my friend. This is a Pepsi.
Holy shit.
Because, we had to be Rolex brothers.
Yeah.
And so we both picked 3 adventure watches. Jay, do you want to kick us off, or do you want me to kick us off?
You know what? I'll go first, because I don't want to fucking have you try to follow it up.
Okay,
No, I'll go first. Because
so I am following.
You're following it up. Sorry. So
our brains do not work. We got like 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah. So first watch, and honestly, I think one that would have been perfect to just leave outside last night. The Vero Workhorse.
Ooh.
Starting with a micro brand. They have a screw-down crown, sapphire crystal. Like, it has like the shell, like the tuna. It has like the steel bull horns. It's triple gasket.
Triple gasket.
390 feet
so you
water
definitely
resistance.
can take a shower with that thing.
Absolutely. 390 feet water resistance. And it's considered technically a destro because it's left-hand operated.
Really?
Yeah. I honestly love the design of it. They released one that had the smiley face. I think it's like with some dude 911 rally or something.
They're at where was it? Rose City. Was it Portland? Is that what it is?
I think so. And as the name says, it's a fucking workhorse. It just works incredibly well. It looks gorgeous in every way that they've made it. But it is a quartz movement. It's a Miyota quartz movement. It has 44.5 case width. And the lug to lug is kind of big, but it has a fucking shell. So, like, what do you expect? It's like 50. It's 50 mil. It's like 49.5.
50 mil.
I mean,
That's
I don't think
chunky monkey.
I don't think it's that bad. But they offer probably one of the best fucking warranties there is in the game. 10 years.
What's that? 10-year warranty?
Yeah.
Who's the only other company that does
IWC.
Oris? Does Oris do that?
IWC, I know, does it.
Wow.
It's cheap. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, what's the price point?
It's relatively cheap. It's $425 for a fucking do everything watch. Would they cover it if you fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Let's say you're adventuring, right? So, Vero, like, if someone's adventuring...
And a
and
hailstorm
a
comes
fucking
on
hailstorm comes on, just rocks pelting the watch.
You're going to protect against that?
Is that covered by your warranty?
Yeah, are you protected by acts of God?
Or is that comprehensible insurance like what we're gonna have to do with the cars?
Yeah, the cars got messed up. There's dents the size of golf balls in my truck.
Sucks. Oh, and at the moment they actually have a collaboration with Worn and Wound.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, they've been doing a lot of stuff
So the
with them.
ADPT or APD, I don't know, ADPT, and it's like kind of, so you know how Word and Wound loves like the kind of colorful
Yeah,
shit.
the different colors.
So they did that with the Workhorse, and it looks fucking great.
I always think whoever is designing the Worn and Wound stuff, which actually I think it's Zach.
It's Zach, yeah.
Zach. I think he actually does a pretty good
He
job.
does a great job.
He does a great job.
Great job. But yeah, that's mine, man.
Okay.
Like,
So that's a sub $500 watch. Well, I'm going to take this the other way. What better way to adventure unless you have a $1 million 20-piece limited edition
20.
Sylvester Stallone-backed watch by RM. I'm talking about the RM 2501.
Wait, Stallone?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought he was a Panerai guy.
Nope, they got him for this. And if you look on the website, there's him shooting like a machine gun behind this watch.
Dude, that's badass.
This thing is badass. If you're gonna go against like local law enforcement agencies and hide in the woods like Rambo, this is the one you
ATF?
know. Yeah.
Yo, if you're gonna try to stop ATF from shooting your dog,
You
this is
need
the watch to have.
Let's talk specs. It has a liquid compass. It has a compass that's removable that you can use.
What?
But the fluid acts as a buffer, absorbing shock and vibrations to avoid damage to the elements in the liquid compass, and it also helps stabilize the compass needle to make the device easier to read. So that compass sits on top, like there's like a cover, and then there's the compass, and then there's the watch. So you can like take it out and you can use it. But also what makes it more accurate is they got a level on the side, a spirit level. So there's like a little bubble in the water, and you can tell if you're holding the compass level or not when you're using
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. So this thing will let you know how to get around. Now, in addition to that, it has a chronograph, and it has a GMT, and it's made out of this material called TPT carbon, which is a partnership with a company called Northply Technologies. They make these materials, and I think they make them for like the chassis for like F1 cars,
They work with
aeronautics.
Raytheon,
Yeah, they do a ton of stuff, man.
The arms dealers,
But now they make materials for RM. That's cool, but the coolest part about this watch,
The price? How much?
the price is $1 million, which is, that's an ultimate adventure type watch based on the price. But the ultimate thing about this watch is that it has a compartment. Okay, this compartment, you can store 3 water purifying pills into the watch, and then with each pill you can convert a liter of the worst liquid known to mankind and make it pure as day, and you can drink it, and it takes 30 minutes to work. So while the pill is being activated, you can click the chronograph and be like, I can drink water now. But I think some of these RM enthusiasts, they're probably putting other types of pills in there.
Oh,
Let's be
shit,
honest.
that's
This
right.
is a party watch.
The party pill, yeah.
Last thing I'll say about this watch, it is huge. It's massive.
I mean, it's a Stallone watch. It has
It's a
to be.
Stallone watch. You got to be a big, chunky, burly man to wear this thing. But don't worry, they have you covered because there's a camo rubber strap that comes with it that will make it invisible on your wrist.
Invisible. This is fucking huge. It's a fucking manual wine chronograph tourbillon.
Why do you need a manual wine tourbillon in nature adventuring? It just doesn't make sense. Jay, you're up next, buddy.
Dude, that's...
Unless you have any thoughts on that one.
So I do. It's a fucking $1 million, right? 20 pieces. So I don't think anyone, like, where do people who have that kind of money adventure?
One of our lights just went off. I'm not picking that up.
It's really windy, guys.
We've had to do so many jump cuts because of nature. I hate nature.
This is rough,
Is there a
guys.
watch that Monsanto makes that can just destroy nature when you walk into the middle of it?
Dude, there's a fucking leaf in my coffee, bro.
We're roughing and toughing it, dude.
My second watch, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
It is quite the opposite of my first one, which is a Vero Workhorse. This one is a real adventure watch, unless like the Richard Mille that you just named. This is the VC Overseas Everest.
Ooh.
So there's 2 versions of this watch, a dual time and a chronograph. I personally probably would go for the chronograph. This one has a screw down crown, sapphire crystal, of course, but the case is titanium. So we've handled it. It's very light. It's very adventure. It has 492 water resistance feet by the way. It has an automatic movement. It's 52-hour PR. Pretty good, kind of substandard if you think about it. That's for the chronos. The dual time has 60 hours. It's all right, but I mean, as long as you're moving, as long as you're adventuring,
What type of adventures could you see yourself having with this watch?
maybe going to the fucking Everest, like its namesake has, you know. So it has 150 pieces each. So I mean, it's not as rare as the RM, but it's definitely much more wearable. What's it called? The case width for the chrono is 42.5, dual times 41, which is in my opinion a perfect case.
It has that kind of, I don't know how do you describe it. It looks kind of like a socket wrench type of bezel.
Expensive is what the fuck you call that. So the retail of these, the chrono went for 37,000, the dual time 31K. And talking to some people who did get this watch, if you were gonna get it, VC would have contacted you. And there was like a whole interview process. They like scrub your social media, make sure that you're not gonna resell
flipper.
type shit. Yeah.
That you're actually going to go to Everest to...
That you're actually gonna wear it is like the whole thing. Oh, but there is one for sale right now on Chrono 24 for 85,000, I think. For
Again,
for
a
the dual
perfect
time,
another perfect price for an adventure watch.
85,000. That's the dual time, not even the chrono. But this is like a watch that's like actually super hard to buy though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel that the people who did end up getting it actually fucking use it, or maybe are holding it
In a safe.
in a safe. I hope not. I hope that they're adventuring with it.
Yeah.
Because that's a hailstorm watch.
And what's the... It comes with two different like strap options. You got the bracelet and then there's like
There's
a
no
sort of
bracelet.
there's no bracelet?
No.
It's all like
It's all strap. So, but the thing is, it's VC, right?
So it is very meant for active wear.
So it's VC, and they only made 150. I'm sure that if you fucking have one, you can be like, hey, I want a bracelet.
Yeah.
And then they would be like, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, for you having to ask.
Let
Oh,
me go.
wind's coming in. Cover the mics.
Go. Oh,
Okay,
light
that
fell
light
again.
is gone. I'm not putting that up for a third time. This was, by the way, this wind was nothing compared to last night, man.
Yeah. Last night was tough, dude.
Speaking about harsh conditions,
Oh.
I gotta wait for the. Are you still?
Wait, I mean, just your shorts are falling off.
We had to use shorts to cover from the wind damage on these.
This is
mics.
disgusting, guys. This isn't my shorts.
I haven't washed. I washed those. I haven't washed these in years.
Ugh.
So speaking about difficult conditions, one of the most adventurous watches you can have is a military issued watch.
Please tell me this is at least an actual viable watch.
It is a buyable watch on the vintage market.
Oh, fucking.
This is the Dirty Dozen. So if you guys don't know what the Dirty Dozen is, there's a million articles. I'll try to give you a little bit of a highlight. But back during World War II, the British Ministry of Defense,
MOD.
MOD, they needed to produce watches for their military branches because you needed time operations. Actually had to go to Switzerland. They sent some sort of deputy officer out there to go and find some watchmakers that could make them for Britain, and they propositioned 13 of them, and 12 of them agreed. I think the only one that didn't. You got to correct me. I might be wrong on this. This is based on
Who is?
I think it might be Inicar. I think Inicar is the only one that didn't actually.
Inicar?
Yeah, I think they kind of missed
I didn't even
out
know
on
that
it.
they were a part of that.
Yeah, I think they were propositioned, but they never actually. Oh, here comes my dog.
Hey, Orangey.
And so, anyways, there's a bunch of these watches. Hey, doggy. There was a bunch of these watches that were made, around 145 to 150,000 of them. And
Wait, hold on. Is it 150,000 each
no,
watch?
over.
Or total?
Total.
Okay.
So there's not that many good records on, how many of these were made, except for, I believe, IWC and Omega, maybe Longines. They
It's
actually
JLC.
have JLC. Yeah, they have like the real records. Everyone else is kind of just.
So does Vertex, I'm pretty sure, is what Don said.
Yeah, he
right?
might have some good records. And Vertex is an interesting one because they actually are a British company, but they use the Swiss manufacturing to bring their things in. Biren, SEMA, Eterna.
SEMA? For real?
Yep. Grana, JLC, Lamania, Longines, IWC, Omega, Record, Timor, and Vertex.
No Rolex.
No Rolex. And each company was given the task of producing a limited number of watches, and they were all required to meet the same specs. So these had specifications of having a black dial, Arabic. Okay, my dog's attacking another dog. So back to the specs. We had to cut again because my dogs just attacked a bunch of other dogs. But anyways, these watches had a few signatures on them. So they had the MOD, which is like that triangle, and they had that on the case back, and I think maybe the dial as well. But they also had WWW, which stands for wrist watch waterproof. And there was a few things that these watchmakers had to ensure to make sure they passed the MOD's specifications. So they had to have black dials, luminous hours and seconds hands, Arabic numerals, railroad track chaptering. They had a specific size movement they had to be. They had to be shockproof, waterproof, shatterproof crystal, chronometer, standard timekeeping, sub-seconds dial at 6 o'clock. And there's 2 serials on these things. There are the civilian serial and the military issue serial numbers.
So do they all follow the same spec sheet?
They all follow.
Yeah.
But the size of the watch itself can vary from 35 mil to 38 mil. So I have a special treat at the end that we're going to bring out because I have one of these things by the Record company. Okay? So I have one of these things. But the reason why we're out here remotely, hundreds of miles away from civilization, is because this thing is radioactive. So we have the proper equipment. We're remote from a bunch of civilizations, and we're going to showcase this off
actually brought it?
live. Yeah, I did. And I have it in my Russian doll set of a bunch of cases.
So, for the record,
it's going to be great.
When he bought this, we were not aware and that it had Radeon. Then he had like a Radeon, the measuring thing.
Yep.
And as soon as he fucking put it on it, it started going off the charts.
Well, so the thing about having luminous hands back then and dials was that they made them with radium, but radium decays down to radon gas. So I had a radon gas detector, and it was popping off. And I had this in my bedroom for a couple years, actually.
He moved it to the storage shed for a while.
By the way, just full disclosure though, these were delivered toward the second half of 1945, so not a lot of them were probably actually saw combat, and they mostly went to artillerymen and like engineers. Yeah, probably medics. I don't know, but basically. They also were resold to different armies in like Indonesia and stuff. So those are even more special because they have like additional signatures.
Really?
Yeah, they have some really cool stuff. There's a lot of cool history with these. Check it out.
You know what? We'll put some articles on the description.
We'll put some articles, links, but we're gonna show that watch at the end. And yeah, if I were to go out in the Adventure Time world, I would totally wear a watch that. Soldiers would wear.
Perfect.
You know?
Because this is a fucking adventurous watch. Because it's radium. Why the whatever, man. All right. I'm not actually touching that. So I will record it though, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So it's a great watch, and I mean it's a beautiful watch. The one I think I have is around 38 mil, so it's actually kind of modern size.
Modern styling.
You know? So it's a cool one to look out for. And by the way, they're called the Dirty Dozen. There's collectors out there. There's not that many that have all 20 of them. And a lot of them got like redialed and stuff by Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. And they did a lot of part swapping and chopping them up because they didn't, they're not caring about collectors. They're trying to make the watch work. So it's really hard to find like an original conditioned one. So,
how much are they now?
I mean, it really depends.
So give a the general price point. No, like start from the low end.
So low end, you can get them for $700.
Oh, that's pretty
High end is like $20,000, and those come from the Grana because the Grana is estimated that only 1,000 to 5,000 of them were made. Yeah, you would think like Omega and
or like
IWC would.
JLC.
Yeah, those ones don't go as expensive as the Grana.
Shit. All right.
So if you want a vintage watch that actually won't have any of those waterproof abilities or anything, go adventure with it. I guarantee you, it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah. So I have one more watch, and this is my last one.
Okay.
Yeah, short and sweet is it's whatever watch you have on. Like, I feel that oftentimes like when you categorize a dive watch, it's like, oh, I gotta wear a dive watch when I go diving. I gotta fucking wear like a chronograph when I'm chronographing. And to me, it kind of does make sense. I feel that if you're gonna be wearing a watch, it's whatever watch you have. It's like, from Casey Neistat, like the best camera you could have is the one that you have on you. Same thing with the watch, dude. It can be whatever you watch shouldn't dictate what you're planning on doing. You know what I mean?
Don't plan your activity around the watch.
That's so fucking
Plan
lame.
your watch around the activity. Is that right? Or did I say it backwards?
Said it backwards, I think. But
the point is,
don't worry about what you're wearing.
you can't fool a man twice.
That's right. Because I feel that so many people get caught up. Oh, I need to have this. This is like, bro, have a fucking Timex, dude. A Timex you could jump out of a plane with. You could go into the lake, transition into whatever. As long as it's a watch that, you kind of want to make memories with or something. Because I can share this now. Like, give it down to my kid. Be like, we were at a fucking hailstorm. I covered your mom while she was in like fetal position.
Yep.
And she was upset at me because I sat on her hair as I was being pelted by fucking hail.
And you were playing video games too.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny. So I'm like this, right? Like this is me holding the fucking wall with my phone like this, covering her while she's in fetal position, playing 8-ball with Brendan. And so to me, just have fun, man. Like don't let the watch.
Don't think about it too hard.
Don't think about it too hard. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's not like
you can have an adventure no matter what watch you
don't even need
wear.
a fucking watch.
Yeah. Just use the sun, dude. Set yourself
Sundial
up.
it.
Sundial yourself,
Right there.
man.
And, look, he's wearing a fucking GMT. I'm wearing a sub.
Plus, everyone has phones. No one really needs watches.
That's right. What time is it?
Let's be real. Unless you're out, actually, where there's no reception. Then having a watch
like right now
does matter. Yeah, like right now when we're millions of miles away. So,
but yeah, what about you? What's your third one?
My last one is going to be the Hamilton Murph.
Ooh.
Now, they made two of these, one in the 42 and one in the 38. The 42 came out first. It was basically a watch from Interstellar, a movie released in 2014.
Matthew McConaughey, baby.
Matthew McConaughey. What's up, dude? Austin. He actually does the voice for our emergency voice system.
Voice system, yeah.
Yeah, for Austin. It has, cathedral handset, basically. It only has a 12-hour track, not a 24, so it's very clean looking.
And it's been to space. In the movies.
In the movies. It's been like time traveling in the movies. Yeah. But the first one, the 42, had a little Easter egg, which was on the second's hand. It was written a Eureka, which is a quote in the movie when the daughter finds out that he made it through and now they can save the Earth and get off.
I didn't know that.
Earth. Yeah. So, but the 38 one they didn't do that with. But it kind of looks bad on the second hand because it looks like someone just applied random paint everywhere. Because it's basically
I didn't know that. I really like the smaller version of that.
Smaller version's better, I think.
It looks good.
And it's cheaper too.
Cheaper, but it's not by much, but
yeah, not by much, by $100. But they also hold their value, which is crazy.
For fucking Hamilton.
For Hamilton, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So I think it's all these kind of space interstellar fans that are going nuts with this watch. But it's a beautiful watch.
Is it waterproof?
It is waterproof to, I believe, 100 meters, and it uses their H10 movement or H1. Basically, it's like an ETA thing.
It's automatic though, right? It is automatic.
Yes, it is automatic. And I think there's a display case back as well on it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool because, it has a different, it's a modern watch.
That's
and
right.
I needed to put a good modern watch in there that people could actually buy. So That was mine.
You saying our listeners can't buy the RM?
No, just people in general. Hey,
It's the you
just
people.
in general.
It's the you people.
I know that most of our listeners have probably a average salary of like 25 million a year, right?
That's right. That's about it.
So, without further ado, I think we need to showcase the Radium Watch.
Friend, I'm not gonna be fucking close.
So Jay's sitting about 20 yards away. Again, we had to go very far out into civilization to make sure we don't poison anyone, and you have to have protective gear. I used to have 2 gloves, but one of them got blown off in the hailstorm we had last night. So here we go. So guys, don't try this at home. Now, this is a welder's mask, but it can still protect against radiation, is what I heard on Google. That's the first layer off, guys. This is Russian doll set. I have multiple layers to protect against radiation. That's the second layer off, boys. Now, this thing is so hot, I had to wear my welder's glove. There's so much radioactivity in this tube. So here we go, guys. I'm gonna take this off one at a time, and you need to just believe us, do not try this at home. So we got the first layer of Ziploc. This is radiation graded Ziploc. I had to buy it from someone from eBay. They also have a second bag. I just double bagged it. Also, Grand Seiko, if you notice, sells an iron box. This is specifically meant for radiation protection. Again, I bought it off the same guy from eBay. He's pretty cool. So, after all these layers, this is the final product. Now, I'm going to take it off with my hands because I've dealt with radiation. I know how to take iodine pills afterwards. But this thing is fucking gorgeous, guys. I mean, look at this thing. How do you not like that? I think we should see how it looks on my wrist, don't you think? Who needs a Rolex when you got radiation and you're going to die in like a year? Dude, this thing is freaking awesome. This thing is awesome.
Alright, don't move it.
I love this watch.
Wow.
Jay, don't like that match. You're going to cause an atomic bomb.